They shoved my lunch tray to the floor and the whole cafeteria erupted. 10 years later, one of them applied to work for me. Senior year. The quarterback dumped an entire soda on my head in front of everyone. His girlfriend said, "At least pretend you matter." Everyone laughed. I wiped my face and said nothing, because I knew something they didn't. Something that would change everything. 10 years later, 3 of them have asked me for jobs. And the look on their faces when they realized who I was. That's where this story gets interesting. I still remember the weight of that soda. Cold. Sticky. Dripping down my neck while 300 people watched. My name is Alex Chen. I'm 28 years old. And in high school, I was invisible. Not the quirky invisible where people secretly respect you. The actual invisible where you eat lunch alone and people bump into you in the hallway because they genuinely don't see you. I wasn't bullied constantly. That would have required people noticing me enough to target me consistently. I was just nothing. Except for one group of people who did notice me, the popular kids. Brandon Hayes. Star quarterback. Full ride to a Division I school. The kind of guy who peaked at 17 and didn't know it yet. Madison Pierce. Homecoming queen. Instagram perfect before Instagram was even big. Dated Brandon. Acted like she was doing everyone a favor by existing. Tyler Ross. Brandon's best friend. Rich parents. Brand new BMW at 16. Thought money made him interesting. It didn't. Chelsea Morgan. Madison's sidekick. Followed her everywhere. Laughed at everything she said. Had no personality of her own. These 4 ran our high school like it was their personal kingdom. And occasionally, when they were bored, they remembered I existed. The soda incident happened on a Tuesday. I was walking through the cafeteria, trying to get to my usual corner table, when Brandon stuck his foot out. I didn't see it. Went down hard. Tray went flying. The whole cafeteria went quiet. Then someone laughed. Then everyone laughed. I started picking up my food. Face burning. Hand shaking. That's when Brandon stood up, walked over, and poured his entire soda on my head. "Oops," he said. "My bad." The laughter got louder. Madison appeared beside him. Looked down at me. Smiled that perfect smile. "God, Alex, at least pretend you matter." More laughter. People were recording now. Phones out. This would be on social media within minutes. I stood up. Soda dripping from my hair onto my shirt. Looked at Brandon. At Madison. At the whole crowd of people who thought this was hilarious. And I didn't say a word. I just walked to the bathroom, cleaned myself up as best I could, and went to my next class. Because here's what nobody knew. I'd already been accepted to MIT. Full scholarship. For computer science. I'd been coding since I was 12. Built my first app at 14. Sold it for $20,000 at 15. By 17, I had 3 more apps generating passive income. Nothing huge, but enough that I had more money saved than most of my classmates' parents. I wasn't invisible because I was a loser. I was invisible because I was too busy building something to care about high school social hierarchy. But I never told anyone. Never corrected people's assumptions. Never defended myself. I just kept my head down and counted the days until graduation. Senior year ended. I went to MIT. Brandon went to play football. Madison went to a state school to study communications. Tyler took over his dad's car dealership. Chelsea went somewhere. I honestly don't remember. I didn't keep in touch with anyone from high school. Didn't go to reunions. Didn't follow people on social media. I was done with that chapter. Emit, il reift. Found my people. Built more apps. Graduated early. Got recruited by a tech startup in San Francisco. Worked there for 2 years. Learned everything I could. Made connections. Saved money. Then at 24, I left and started my own company. Not an app. A platform. Something bigger. Something that solved a real problem for businesses managing remote teams. The first year was brutal. Living off savings. Working 18-hour days. Wondering if I'd made a huge mistake. The second year, we got our first major client. Then our second. Then our 10th. By year 3, we had 200 clients. 40 employees. Real revenue. Real growth. By year 4, we were profitable. Expanding. Getting press. Investors were calling us. And by year 5, last year, we hit a valuation that put us in the successful startup category. Not a unicorn. Not a household name. But successful enough that I didn't have to worry about money anymore. Successful enough that we were hiring. That's when it happened. I was in my office reviewing resumes for a new project manager position. We'd posted the job 2 weeks earlier. Got hundreds of applications. My head of HR had narrowed it down to 10 finalists. I was doing final reviews. I pulled up the next resume. Brandon Hayes. I stared at the name for a full minute. It couldn't be the same person. Brandon Hayes is a common name. Lots of people have that name. But then I saw the education section. The same high school. The same college. It was him. I opened LinkedIn. Pulled up his profile. Same person. Definitely him. Older now. Less hair. But same face. According to his profile, his football career had ended in college. Injury. He'd finished his degree in sports management. Worked a few coaching jobs. Then transitioned to business operations. Which apparently meant applying for project manager roles at tech startups. I sat back in my chair. Brandon Hayes, the guy who poured soda on my head in front of 300 people, was applying to work for me. I could reject him. Delete his application. Move on. But I didn't. I added him to the interview list. A week later, I was sitting in our conference room when HR brought him in. He walked in confident, smiling, dressed in a nice suit, clearly prepared. He shook my hand. Brandon Hayes. Pleasure to meet you. He didn't recognize me. I'm not surprised. I look different. Better haircut. Better clothes. Filled out. Confident in a way I never was in high school. Plus, he probably didn't even remember me. Alex Chen, I said. I'm the founder and CEO. Something flickered in his eyes. Alex Chen. That name sounds familiar. Does it? He was thinking. Trying to place me. Did you go too? He named our high school. I did. The recognition hit him like a physical force. His face changed. Went from confident to confused to horrified in about 3 seconds. Oh wow. Alex. Wow. Small world. Very small. He laughed nervously. I can't believe. I mean, this is your company. It is. That's incredible. I had no idea you were in tech. Most people didn't. Awkward silence. Well, Brandon said, trying to recover. It's great to see you doing so well. Really great. Thank you. So, let's talk about the position. I interviewed him professionally. Asked about his experience. His qualifications. His vision for the role. He was competent. Not great, but competent. He'd probably do fine in the position. But I could see him struggling the entire interview. Trying to figure out if I remembered high school. Trying to gauge if I was going to hold it against him. At the end of the interview, I walked him to the door. We'll be in touch, I said. He hesitated. Alex, listen. About high school. We were kids, I said. Long time ago. Relief washed over his face. Yeah, exactly. Kids do stupid things, you know. They do. He left. I went back to my office and sat there for a long time. 2 days later, I made my decision. I didn't hire him. Not because I was angry. Not because I wanted revenge. But because he wasn't the best candidate. Simple as that. I hired someone more qualified. Someone with better experience. Someone who fit our team better. I sent Brandon a professional rejection email. Standard language. No personal details. He never responded. But here's what happened next. About a month later, I got a LinkedIn message from Madison Pierce. Alex. I saw you're doing amazing things with your company. So proud of how far you've come. I'm actually transitioning into marketing and would love to chat about opportunities. Let me know if you have any openings. I stared at that message for a long time. So proud of how far you've come. Like she'd been cheering for me all along. Like she hadn't told me to pretend I mattered while I sat in a puddle of soda. I didn't respond. A week after that, Tyler Ross sent me a connection request with a message asking if I needed anyone to help with business development. Then Chelsea Morgan sent a message congratulating me on my success and mentioning she was looking for new opportunities in the tech space. 3 of the 4 people who'd made high school miserable were now trying to work for me. And they all acted like we were old friends. Like nothing had happened. Like they'd always believed in me. I didn't respond to any of them. Not because I'm bitter. Not because I can't forgive. But because I realized something. They still don't see me. They see an opportunity. A successful person who might help them. A connection that could benefit them.